What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. Guys, today I have NFL Sunday Wildcard Weekend picks for you. My 5 favorite free plays for these 3 games. All right, before we get into today's picks, man, quick recap from these 2 Saturday games, man. Some great playoff football to start the weekend off. I mean, Rams-Panthers looked like the Rams were just going to run away with it and win by like 3 touchdowns. But then the second half rolls around and the Panthers just fight back and forth in the fourth quarter. Rams score, Panthers score, Rams score again. Oh my goodness, incredible game. Heartbreaking for the Panthers, but the Rams probably deserving, and the right team probably won today. And then going into this Saturday night game, I mean, Packers-Bears, the 3rd time these teams are meeting this season. Division rivals, one of the best rivalries that the NFL has right now. The Bears are back. Bears are down 21-3 at halftime, overcome an 18-point deficit to win and beat the Packers. Incredible game start to finish. You really couldn't have scripted much better for this first night of NFL playoff games. I'm so excited for these 3 games tomorrow. So let's get into these picks for NFL Sunday. I'm taking all 5 of my picks on Betr. Guys, if you are not on Betr yet, what are you doing? Get on Betr. When you use my code TEACH10 to sign up on Betr, you will get a free $10 deposited into your account, and then you'll get up to $200 bonus on your first deposit in the app. Also, for this Sunday, Betr is giving you a Drake May free square, so all you have to do is throw for 1 passing yard, and you boost out your lineup. All right? And if you don't like any of my picks, you want to swap one of them out, you use this Drake May free square. All right? And if you're not on Betr, get over on Chalkboard, man. When you use my code TEACH10, same code as Betr, you'll get a 100% deposit match, up to $100 bonus cash when you deposit into Chalkboard. All right, and links for Chalkboard and Betr will be both in the description of this video, so you'll be very quickly be able to find it in this video description. All right, so go sign up. Now, enough yapping. Let's get into today's picks. Oh man, I'm excited for this Sunday. This Saturday game has me fired up for this Sunday. I'm a Pats fan myself, so I gotta wait for Sunday night for my game. This is crazy, man. But starting us off, it's T-Law. It's Trevor Lawrence, man. Over 233.5 passing yards. Why? I mean, the Jags have like almost quietly kind of just been like steamrolling and kind of been putting it together and playing great football at the right time. A lot of it due to Trevor Lawrence, man. Hit this line in 6 of his last 10 games. He's actually hit it in 5 straight games in 6 of his last 7, where he's averaging 238.7 passing yards per game. So a little over this mark. Pretty decent line. So the Jags are going to have to bring their A game. I think this is going to be a very back-and-forth Bills-Jags game. This could be a classic game, another great game to start us off for this Sunday. I think there's going to be a lot of points. Trevor Lawrence is going to be throwing the ball to the field. The Bills are the best passing defense in the league. So you're like, do you really want to take this pick? I mean, only allowing that many passing yards per game, actually pretty crazy. But they don't defend against the run very well, and the Jags have been running the ball very well. So that does make me a little bit nervous, but I still think Trevor Lawrence is going to have to be throwing the ball over the field and making a lot of plays. It can't just be the run game. They can't just focus on that. So it's going to be Trevor Lawrence doing it with the passing yards, which leads me into my second pick. Paired with that, Parker Washington over 50.5 receiving yards. Parker Washington has been emerging these last 4 or 5 games as a big target for Trevor Lawrence. Been relying a lot on him. He's hit this line in 7 of his last 10 games, where he's averaging just shy of 70 receiving yards per game. As you can see here, he's hit it in 4 straight games, 5 of his last 6. So we like to see that. He's done it earlier this season too. Had a bit of a lull where he didn't get as much action, but I mean, these last 3 games, look at this, 145 yards against the Broncos, one of the best defenses in the league, Broncos, 115 against the division rival Colts. Their pass defense is not that great, but that's another story. Still 115, over 100 yards is crazy for any receiver any given week. Then 87 yards last week against the Titans in a game where they just kind of steamroll the lowly Titans. But like what I was just mentioning, the Bills' pass defense very good. Parker Washington is going to have to emerge because Brian Thomas Jr. has been a nothing burger this entire season. Jacoby Myers has been stepping up after he got traded from the Raiders. But it's been Parker Washington these last few weeks, who Trevor Lawrence has been loving to throw to, and Brenton Strange at the tight end position too. That's another thing. But look at his reception to target share. Look at these last 3 games: 10 targets, 9 targets, 6 receptions, 8 receptions, 5 receptions. He's catching at least 5 balls over the last 3 games. Like, say what you will, but he's averaging 16 yards per reception on 5 catches. That gets us this line easy, right? I know it's a tougher Bills defense, but Parker Washington's still going to get targeted. He's still going to get the ball. Even if just 4 catches, I'd be happy with that. We get 1 20, 25-yard chunk play in there. Maybe he breaks a tackle. We're going to get this. So love pairing these 2 picks together to start us off. Now, off to our 3rd pick. This is my favorite play. A little biased because I am a Patriots fan, but it's Drake May over 267.5 passing and rushing yards combined. And you're probably like, oh, whatever. This guy's a homer. Yeah, sure. But take a look at the numbers. 267.5 yards. Drake May's gone over this line in 8 of his last 10 games, where he's averaging 290 combined passing and rushing yards over that stretch. Look at the consistency, right? One not-so-great game against the Bills, but he rushed for 2 touchdowns. Yes, rushed for 2 touchdowns in that game. And then a game against the Dolphins last game where the Patriots just dominated the Dolphins. Well, not for the first quarter and a half, but, I mean, the game was never really in doubt. And Drake May didn't even have to do that much, but he's going to have to step it up in the playoffs where the competition is a lot tougher. Yes, the Patriots had easy schedule, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to hear about it. It's Drake May. Drake May is the MVP, should be the MVP of this league. And he's going to have his A game going against a tough Chargers defense. Look at this. They're fifth in the league in passing yards allowed, 8th in the league in rushing yards allowed, so top 10 defense overall. When you look at this Chargers defense, they have a pretty good pass rush, and they stop the run very well. 2 very tough things to handle for an offense, but I think Drake May is going to be able to do it. Also, playing against this good of a defense, he's going to have to use his legs a little bit more than normal, I believe. So I think he's going to scramble a little bit more, maybe pick up a few more rushing yards. As you can see here, he's had a few games where he can kind of pick up a ton of rush yards. So 50 here against the Browns, that's a tough defense. 43 here against the Bills, a tough defense. He rushed for 40 last game against the Dolphins. So, I mean, he's very capable of getting out and scrambling. I wouldn't be surprised if he rushes for like 60 yards and you're kind of like, wait, what? He had how many rushing yards? Yeah, and he throws for over 250. Hey, we hit this line easy. I think the Pats win. They're favored for a reason. Home playoff games are back in Foxborough. I'm so excited. This should be a fun one. So, Drake May going over this line easy. The MVP for a reason. He's going to do it. He's going to get the job done. All right, 2 more picks for y'all. All right, heading into the afternoon game. All right, so kind of did a little bit backwards, but going to the afternoon game, we have A.J. Brown over 67.5 receiving yards because it's the playoffs, and I think A.J. Brown's just ready to turn up a notch. He already has been these last, 5 or 6 games. He wants the ball. He wants to make plays. It's big A.J. Brown. Hit this line in 7 of his last 10 games. He's averaging almost 81 receiving yards per game over this 10-game stretch. Had 3 games where he went back-to-back 100-plus yards. Had one kind of a lull game against the Raiders where they kind of just beat up on them. He didn't really have to do that much. 95 yards against the Commanders, and then 68 against the Bills. Tough pass defense. But now he's matched up against the San Francisco 49ers with a defense that is very banged up, but they somehow still are finding ways to win games. I don't really understand it, but they find ways. But their passing defense is not that good. 23rd in the league in receiving yards allowed, giving up over 240 receiving yards per game, and 22nd in the league in terms of the wide receiver position, specifically giving up basically 150 receiving yards per game. A.J. Brown only has to get less than half of those. Yeah, easy. Him and Devontae Smith. Dallas Goedert probably gets a little mix in there. Maybe the running backs catch a few balls, Saquon and Bigsby, but most of it's going to be A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. 67.5 feels very low for a bad defense that they're going against. The Eagles' offense, I have this weird feeling that the Eagles' offense might just click in this game, and Everyone's been saying, oh yeah, like Kevin Petula, offensive coordinator, like get him out of here. And sure, maybe that's true, but like, I don't know. Something always weird happens around the playoffs, and sometimes with this Eagles team specifically, where they can kind of just kick it into gear and they kind of just figure it out. Not saying that it'll exactly happen tomorrow, but I don't know. I have a scratch that I have an itch that like just maybe they might do something tomorrow, and they put up like 35 points, and everyone's like, "Whoa, the Eagles! Look, they're back!" Blah blah blah. But regardless, AJ Brown's getting his yards, easy money. All right. Fifth pick to round us out, it's Christian McCaffrey, man. I mean, the dude's a beast. It's playoff time. McCaffrey's ready to go. 64.5 rushing yards almost feels disrespectful for him. I know he does catch a bunch of balls out of the backfield, so he makes up for it there. But he's gone over this line 6 of his last 10 games, averaging over 70 rushing yards per game. Look at these last few games. A tough game against the Seahawks in that matchup. Seahawks defense is really good, so I don't blame that against him, man. It's a tough divisional game. And now it's playoff time. And Christian McCaffrey's going against the Eagles, who are also not great against the run. So 49ers not great against the pass. Eagles defense not great against the run. 22nd in the league in rushing yards allowed, giving up almost 125 rushing yards per game. And 96 of those going to running backs on average. 16th in the league, so middle of the pack, but still not great. I think McCaffrey can get 65 rushing yards pretty easy. I think he can get this done in like a quarter and a half, honestly. How much volume he gets, and just his ability overall, his athleticism, his strength, he can get this done so easy. I mean, taking out this last game, look, 73 rushing yards, 117 rushing yards, and then 140 rushing yards against the Bears. Bears actually have a pretty good defense. Run defense not as great, but yeah, this is a crazy low line. So I saw this from McCaffrey. I was like, I have to take this. Have to take that line. So those are our 5 plays. Let's quickly recap before we get on out of here. Again, Trevor Lawrence over 233.5 passing yards, and we're pairing that with Parker Washington over 50.5 receiving yards. We're going Drake May over 267.5 passing and rushing yards combined. That's my favorite play for this Sunday. A.J. Brown over 67.5 receiving yards, and Christian McCaffrey over 64.5 rushing yards. All right, guys, those are my 5 picks for this NFL Sunday. Hope you all enjoyed this video. And guys, if you haven't signed up to Pick'It yet, what are you guys doing? You guys need to track all your different sports betting apps all on one platform. That's exactly what Pick'It does. It takes all of your sports books that you use for betting, combines them all into one so you can see all of your picks, your records, your balances, all combined into one app. It's totally free. Pick'It's actually going to pay you to use their platform, all right? And there's no catch at all. There's no subscription service you got to subscribe to for Pick'It. It's totally free. They're going to pay you either $3 or $100 for using the app, and they'll directly deposit that into your Venmo or PayPal. I don't know about you guys, but I love free money, so a chance at $100. Even just getting $3 is cool too. You can throw that on a crazy parlay or something to send your boys to Vegas for the Super Bowl. Or Super Bowl's not in Vegas. It's in, San Francisco? San Francisco this year. But yeah, go sign up to Pick'It. All you got to do, download the Pick'It app. Use my code TEACH10. It's very important. Use my code to get that deposit. Sync up a sports book that has at least 10 bets placed on it, and then you'll get that deposit into your account, man. So you might get a shot at $100, and then you got money for all your bets coming up. Coming into the later into the playoffs, the Super Bowl. Then we got March Madness coming right around the corner before you even know it. And then you got Masters and so on and so forth. But thank you all for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Sorry for no video yesterday. I know. Crazy stuff. I'm a little bit busy. I need to get back in the lab and stay consistent with these videos. But thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe if you did enjoy today's video. Enjoy your NFL Sunday, guys. Have fun tomorrow. And I will see you tomorrow for Monday Night Football, Texans Steelers.